So this is the story of Yug, whom his party members considered useless, which is why they kicked him out of the party. But later, it turned out that Yug was actually an overpowered character. At the beginning of the story, we see a party of heroes who put their heart and soul into sealing the Demon Lord. This meant that the destruction caused by the Demon Lord had come to a halt, for now. Because unless the Demon Lord is completely defeated, he will keep returning to destroy this world. For this reason, the hero says, but we do not need to despair over this. Instead, we should keep hope that one day, someone will come who, just like us, will fight the Demon Lord for his duty and save this world. A new hero will rise one day. After this, we see our main character, Yug Fault, who is fighting monsters alongside his teammates. He possesses magical powers, and one of his teammates uses a fire attack on a monster. Meanwhile, Yug uses different magic spells with both hands. One of his spells enchants the hero's weapon, making it easier to defeat the monster. Then we learn that their party is called Thunderpike, an A-rank party. These heroes are incredibly powerful, and together, their party has reached God-level strength. Their live streaming is watched by more than 1 million people, making them extremely popular. Many adventurers aspire to be like Thunderpike. But in the next scene, we see Yug telling his teammates, I want to leave this party. The leader of Thunderpike, Knight Simon, asks, why? Yug replies, I don't think the reward money we get is distributed fairly among all of us. Simon responds, in any party, a member gets as much money as the effort they put in. Warrior Barry adds, you don't even have to fight, you do all your work from a distance. You should be grateful that we even pay you. Then Witch Jamie says, I think you're only useful to us during streaming. Priestess Camilla adds, if you want more money, you need to contribute more. Yug says, you all talk as if I do nothing. I support all of you at all times. Camilla replies, I don't know what you're talking about. Simon then says, if you leave us, what will you do? You're only a B rank because your childhood friend helped you, and we allowed you to be in our A rank party. Yug asks, so what you're saying is that my presence or absence makes no difference? Simon replies, you took long enough to figure that out. Hearing this, Yug leaves the party he had been with for the past 5 years. Barry says, yeah, you can go. But don't come back crying because there won't be a place for you here anymore. Camilla also says, okay, bye-bye. Simon adds, if you want, I can still forgive your mistake. Yug replies, no, I'm leaving. After this, we see the adventurer's city finish. The city is bustling with activity, and here, Yug goes to a receptionist to sign up for new work, informing her that he left the Thunderpike party yesterday. The receptionist gives Yug a form, which he starts filling out. Name * Yug Fault. Age * 20. Job * Red Mage and Alchemist. As soon as he hands the form to the receptionist, a girl suddenly hugs him and says, I'm seeing you after so long, sensei. Friends, this girl is a sword mage named Marina. Yug had taught her many things during her adventurer preliminary training. Yug asks, is everything all right? She replies, yes, everything is fine. Then Marina asks, what are you doing here? Yug tells her that he is looking to join a party. Hearing this, Marina excitedly says, then why don't you join my party? After this, we see Marina's party sitting with Yug. A girl named Silk asks, will you really join our party? Are we even worthy? Yug replies, of course you are. Marina asks, so, sensei, will you join our party? A girl named Rain responds, yes, absolutely. Silk adds, but will you really join our party? We're just a D-rank party that formed recently, while you're a B-rank adventurer. You won't benefit much from joining us. Yug says, this is actually a better place for me. A-rank parties usually take on high-level quests or go deep into dungeons. I worked so hard for my previous party that I was almost in debt. That's why I think D-rank quests will be more profitable for me. Marina excitedly says, so it's decided. Sensei is now part of our party. Yug says, stop calling me sensei. From now on, you three can call me Yug. After that, all 3 of them start calling him by his name. Yug asks, so, what are you all planning to do today? Silk replies, we've taken on a quest to collect magic iron ore from the Pendril Mine dungeon. In the next scene, we see the 4 of them outside the same dungeon. There was also a small market set up in this place. As they moved forward, Yug said, on the 6th floor of this dungeon, there are plenty of places where we can find magic iron ore again. Silk replied, yes, but to get there, we will have to fight the boss on the 5th floor. Yug said, Alright then, let's start from the 4th floor. Inside the dungeon, they were searching for magic iron. Oregon Marina was checking the ground using an item. Yug noticed that they were working exactly as he had taught them. He then said to Marina, "Let me do this now." Marina replied, "But you're a red mage, and as far as I know, if a party doesn't have a thief, then the sword mage has to do these tasks." But just then, Yug took out a detecting lantern, and the next moment, the lantern began to glow. The girls found it incredibly beautiful. Yug explained, "With its help, we can easily avoid hidden traps like a skilled thief." After that, they all saw the traps laid out in front of them. Silk said, "The oil used in this lantern must be really expensive." Yug said, "Don't worry, I create this oil myself using my alchemy. Now, follow me." Marina, stay alert at all times, an attack could happen at any moment. As they moved forward, Yug warned them, "Be careful while walking. There are many traps here." Yug recalled that his former party, Thunderpike, had also come to this dungeon for the first time. But suddenly he stopped everyone and said, "There's something ahead of us. Get ready for battle." They all got into position and moved forward, where they found several bogless monsters. Silk was the first to act, shooting an arrow that killed one of the bogless. Marina then rushed in to attack, and Yug used physical enhance magic on her to boost her physical abilities. He then used another magic spell to restrain the bogless. Taking advantage of this, Marina finished off both monsters in a single strike. Yug said, "You did a great job." Marina replied, "But it was because of your magic." Yug said, "Yes, I used 3 types of physical enhance magic on you." Hearing this, Rain was shocked. 3 at once? And you didn't even enchant anything? Marina said, "That explains why my body suddenly felt so much stronger." Yug replied, "You've become much stronger than before." He then took out a dagger and said, "Let's gather some more materials and move forward." The 3 girls kept staring at Yug as they continued ahead. Yug asked them about their dungeon attack routine. They explained that after clearing each floor, they took a break and reported any damage they had sustained. After walking for a while, Yug said, "We should rest here for a bit." Marina checked her armor and sword, confirming that there was no damage. Silk gathered all her used arrows, meaning none of them had taken any losses. Then, they proceeded to the 2nd floor. As they moved forward, a strange monster suddenly approached them. Yug dodged its attack in time, but many more monsters appeared. These were dead miners. Rain began chanting a spell to attack them, and Yug used protection and little blessing magic to create a protective barrier around the 4 of them. The dead miners were struggling against the light-type magic. Marina started attacking them with her sword, while Silk fired arrows. Just then, Rain completed her chant, and her spell wiped out all the dead miners. Marina said to Rain, "You were amazing." Yug added, "Yes, very few people can cast spells at such a high level." He then used Refresh Mana on Rain, restoring the mana she had used up. Rain was shocked because Refresh Mana was an extremely rare magic that only A-rank party red mages could use. Silk said, "You're incredible." Yug replied, "It's nothing. A red mage is just an ordinary job, so I keep learning new things." He then patted Rain's head and said, "You're improving really fast." As they moved forward, Yug poured a strange liquid onto the ground. It was holy water. By pouring it, they could see the footprints of the undead miners. Silk said, "This must be expensive too." Yug replied, "Yes, it's quite costly, but I create it myself using alchemy." Marina was surprised. "You can make holy water yourself? But you're not even a priest." Yug explained, "After defeating those undead miners, I purify their remains to create this holy water. And no, this isn't alchemy, it's a secret recipe." Silk said, "High-rank adventurers really have so much experience." Yug said, "You all can learn anything you want from me." The girls replied, "We will always be ready to learn from you, Sensei." After this, they entered a room. Yug said, "We'll start searching for magic iron ores from here, but first, we'll take a break." He took out his bag and then a large box from it as he had a magic bag. Magic bags were very expensive. Yug took food supplies from the box and started cooking right there. The girls were growing even more impressed with him. Then, Yug took out a pot, and the moment he tapped it with a spoon, soup was instantly created inside it, giving off a delicious aroma. The girls were mesmerized by what they saw. Rain, who loved artifacts, eagerly asked, "What is this?" Yug explained that he had found this pot in the Aureus Royal Castle dungeon. It was called soup stock, but it had been broken when he found it. He had spent a lot of money to get it repaired. Rain said, "This is such an amazing artifact." Just then, Marina's stomach growled from hunger. The food was finally ready, and Yug said, "Let's eat." The girls were so amazed by the food that they just stared at it. After taking their first bites, they found it incredibly delicious. But then, Silk said, "Sensei, it feels like this food has mana in it." Yug explains that if understood carefully, cooking is also a type of alchemy. And since they have a lot of work ahead, he put extra effort into the food so that all three of them would gain strength. Hearing Yug's words, Silk starts thinking about it, but she doesn't quite understand. Surin tells her not to overthink it. Then, on the fourth floor, a huge monster appears before them. It is a rock lizard. There are also a lot of magic iron ores in this place. Everyone prepares to fight the monster. As the lizard charges at them, Yug uses his magic to slow it down. In the next moment, Marina, using her full power, dashes forward and defeats the rock lizard with a single strike using her enhanced attack. However, doing so exhausts her, as using magic bleed consumes a lot of mana. Yug approaches her and says, "If you keep practicing like this, you'll get used to this technique." He then refreshes her mana. Afterward, Yug takes out a raking pick and starts gathering the magic iron ores. The girls also help him, and together they collect a lot of magic iron ores. However, according to their quest, they need 20 standard ignots. So Yug suggests, "Why don't we defeat the floor boss and move to the 6th floor? There, we'll find even more magic iron ores." The girls respond, "But the floor boss is a steel crab, and it's extremely dangerous." Yug reassures them, "Don't worry, we can defeat it together. There, I'll also show you more of my skills." The girls agree, saying, "We believe in you." Then they reach the 5th floor, where a large door stands before them. The floor boss is on the other side. Yug states, "I will fight it alone." He then takes out a floating recording artifact, Comrade. It works just like a drone, recording everything while hovering in the air. He usually records all his boss fights, but Marina suggests, "Let's live stream it. That will be fun." Yug agrees, "Alright." "Oh, but wait, I don't even know your party's name yet." Silk explains that their party doesn't have a name yet. Then an idea strikes Marina's mind, Clover, because a clover leaf has 4 petals, and the 4th petal, Yug, is their good luck. The name excites both Silk and Rina. Hearing this, Yug responds, "Alright, we'll register our party name as Clover at the Adventurers Guild." He then adds, "But in the live stream, everyone will see that only I am fighting the boss. It would be better if all 4 of us participated." However, the 3 girls insist, "No, you should do it alone." Yug then casts 3 spells at once, and the live stream begins. He pushes open the floor boss's door, and as soon as they enter, the steel crab appears before them. Yug charges ahead alone, and the crab attacks him at lightning speed. He swiftly dodges and moves to the other side. Then, casting multiple spells simultaneously, he injures the steel crab internally, causing it immense pain. The boss eventually becomes blind. Yug then uses gravity spell, increasing the pressure on the steel crab, causing it to sink into the ground. Within moments, the steel crab dies. Afterward, Yug says, "Thank you for watching our live stream," and ends the stream. Marina immediately rushes to hug him and exclaims, "You're incredible." The other girls also join in, saying, "We can't believe you cast so many spells at once." Rain adds, "I've never seen anyone cast spells simultaneously without an incantation before." Yug then says, "Defeating such a big monster will earn us a great reward. I'll store it in my magic bag and we'll take it to the guild." But Silk remarks, "Sensei, you're doing all the work yourself." Yug replies, "Then next time, we will fight together, because some tasks can't be done alone." At that moment, the treasure box, reward for defeating the floor boss, appears before them. The 4 of them open it together and find it filled with diamonds, jewels, and many other valuable treasures. Thus, their new party, Clover, successfully completes its first quest. Yug is also very happy, and with that, episode 1 comes to an end.